And here we have the first match on Saturday Night Main Event. We have Great Khali versus Stone Cold Steve Austin. Now, Austin is the top seed in the main events version of the March Madness tournament. Now, of course, 8 superstars from main event will be competing against each other here tonight. The entire first round will be part of the show, finally finishing off with Hulk Hogan versus the Ultimate Warrior in a steel cage match for our main event. Headlock applied, but countered by Steve Austin, and he gets a nice leg sweep to take Khali down on the mat. Now, Stone Cold Steve Austin has not been able to get a good shot at that WWE title, but he is the top seed for this roster, the Legends roster here. Now, a big counter by Khali as he gets turned around and sends Austin into the ref almost. Nice hip toss as he sends him down onto the mat. Great Khali, very new to the roster, only had a few matchups here, but has qualified just enough to be in 8th place on the Legends roster. The top 8 superstars were a part of this March Madness tournament. Another big back body drop and a nice clothesline, running clothesline, taking down the Giant from India. Mudhole stomps right into the chest of Khali, and another set of mudhole stomps by the Rattlesnake, Stone Cold Steve Austin. Austin might be going for a big move here, and it looks like a neck breaker is in order as he sends Khali down on the mat. As he goes to the outside here, he will not be able to win from the outside here, as a disqualification will send Khali to the next round. If they get a double count out here, the next person in the whoever wins the next matchup here tonight will get a bye. As you see, actually, Stone Cold actually clearing off our announce table, drop to hold, sending the Giant down onto that concrete. As we see him pick up Khali, actually a drop to hold into the steel steps. That's absolutely horrifying. And with the ref is at a 3 count here as they get back into the ring. As we see a nice countered elbow by Khali to send Stone Cold in the corner. Stone Cold gonna get a counter of his own. That giant headbutt by the great Khali. Khali has been an absolute monster at times in the WWE. This is before he has really taken on the more comedic roles that he has taken as of late. This is from the Hall of Pain DLC. As we see a big chop on the head of Steve Austin that might just knock him out. That's one of his finishers there as it goes for a headlock and a counter. A counter again by Austin. Austin might be able to get a big move here as he looks to be looking for that stunner. He gets the big poo job up and he gets a nice stunner. And he might go for the pin. He does. It's a 2. It's a 3. Yes, Stone Cold is the first winner of the March Madness tournament.
Here is your winner, Stone Cold Steve Austin.
What an incredible match. That one could have gone either way. Nobody has anything to be ashamed of in this one.
And now we have the second match of our March Madness tournament. We have the first ever undisputed champion, Chris Jericho, facing off against one of the youngest title holders ever, and the first ever WWE World Heavyweight Champion, Randy Orton. Both of these guys, great technical wrestlers, as it seems on the ground mat. Jericho, very much well known for his technical wrestling, his 1005 moves that he knows, as he gets a bit of a beating here by Randy Orton. Randy Orton has brought Batista to ringside here as Chris Jericho with a nice backbreaker. Jericho has brought the Big Show along with him down to the arena as we get these two men squaring off in the center of the ring. Both of these guys perhaps with some tag team ambitions. We will see after this match here tonight who will be going after that tag team gold. Of course, if either of the men have a chance at the WWE World Heavyweight Championship, the one currently held by Hollywood Hulk Hogan, neither of them are going to go after the tag team champions. Currently, the Usos are the tag team champions over on SmackDown. as we see a Orton rolling out of the way. Nice, very high drop kick there from Jericho, as Jericho with another nice drop kick, sending Orton down to the mat, as he seems to have a bit of momentum going in the early goings of this matchup. Only question is, will he be able to turn that into a quick win? We had a quick win earlier by Stone Cold Steve Austin as he beat the Great Khali. Now, the winner of this match will go on to face against Stone Cold Steve Austin in that second match of theirs in the March Madness tournament. That'll be in 2 weeks. Next week, we have a couple of matchups for the minor title, as we see a powerbomb as he picks him up for a second powerbomb here, and a third powerbomb to Randy Orton right in the center of the ring. He might go for a pin, and he does. It looks like Batista is going to interrupt the referee, though, as he doesn't want his tag team partner stopped here, as we see a Walls of Jericho being applied right in the center of the ring, as he has to go very far there. Is crawling, trying to get close to the ropes. The ref actually getting in the way there, and Batista actually interrupting the ref, but the damage still being done as Orton slowly gets up to the ropes, actually stopping his partner. The ref would have broken the hold a bit earlier if Batista wasn't interrupting. It looks like Batista got thrown out of the arena after a belly-to-belly, and now Chris Jericho going for the win as we get a kick out from Randy Orton. Randy Orton looking extremely tired, but able to roll out of the way of that kick, as now a headlock applied. Counter, it looked like he looked for a clothesline as he takes Orton down to the mat. Big kick to that lower back. He took a lot of damage from the Walls of Jericho. That lower back has got to be hurting for Orton. As I said, next week we will have competition for the qualification for the European Championship. As we see Chris Jericho going to the outside, might go for a lion salt, actually going all the way up to the top rope corner, as Orton seems to be getting up here a bit slowly, and Jericho gonna get down off that rope, gonna take a shot to the back of the head of Orton, as we get a nice reverse vertical suplex, sending Orton down to the mat, and as we get another kick to that lower back, turning Orton over. Jericho might be looking for the win soon as he picks him up. He's going to go to the back, and he's got a bit of a chicken hold as he goes for that takedown. Both men looking very tired now as he goes for the tire bid. One arm over the chest. He goes for it again, it seems. He almost had it, but he didn't quite get over it as he now is on both feet. Orton able to roll out of the way of that punch. Orton has not had much offense in this particular matchup, but he's able to roll Jericho out of the way. Jericho with an elbow counter as he now going to whip Orton around the ropes, and a big elbow to the face. Jericho calling for a big move here. Might go for the Walls of Jericho again. Yes, as he turns him over. He might be pretty close to the ropes, but he's got to tap out quickly. Orton will most likely. He's trying to crawl over the ropes there, and no, Orton taps out. Orton is going to tap out, and Jericho will win and go on to face Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Here is your winner, Chris Jericho.
What a phenomenal contest. I can guarantee this match will be discussed heavily on WWE.com.
And we have Kane versus Rey Mysterio as two masked men face off in the center of this ring. The third match of tonight and the third match of March Madness, as we get a low drop kick and another drop kick and series of kicks from the speed of Mysterio trying to chop down the big tree that is Kane. Now both of these masked men are going to be part of this tournament for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship, as we get an arm drag takedown onto a leg drop. A whole lot of weight to go onto the little arm of Rey Mysterio, and that weight now being applied to his neck. As we get Mysterio getting put into a headlock. Mysterio has recently retired from WWE, has started making cameo appearances down in AAA, Lucha Underground, and other Mexican promotions, as we see a series of shots to the lower back of Kane. Kane overpowering Mysterio, but Mysterio able to counter with a nice jawbreaker to take the Giant down. Gonna once again target the legs of Kane to try and weaken that base that a lot of strength comes from. A lot of lifting strength comes from those legs. But Kane spotting that, trying to target the legs just a little bit with that counter to the elbow to the knee. Absolutely devastating. As you see, those big boots now being applied to the lower back of Rey Mysterio. Headlock applied. Now one of these men will go on to the second round, and they will face off against the winner between Batista and Finlay. We saw Batista get thrown out of the last match. As you see, a nice sidewalk slam. Vintage Kane applied to Rey Mysterio. He's going to drag Mysterio to the center of the ring. Might go for a pin here, yes. As he goes for a 1, 2. Only a 2 count, maybe not even quite that. As Mysterio gets a turnaround as a nice, once again, classic Kane with a running DDT. Although it was a counter to Rey Mysterio's Irish whip there. As Mysterio looking very dazed, he's going to get sent to the corner. Big damage here. And he's going to send against the ropes, over the top rope. As Kane goes to the outside. This is going to be absolutely destroying with the not bare concrete, but lightly padded concrete on the outside here. As Rey Mysterio gets a headlock applied, he's going to get dragged over by Kane. And he looks like Kane's going to set him up against that steel post. He's got his head up against the steel post. Oh no. No. Big boot to the head, snapping the head of Mysterio in between that steel post and that big boot of Kane. The absolute strength behind Kane, all that weight being crashed into the head of Rey Mysterio. And now Mysterio getting sent into the ring. Kane got to bring himself into the ring as well, as Mysterio able to get a nice dropkick after getting his head crushed in that steel post. Kane gave him a bit too much time. Kane ended up trying to get a bit of a count out as we get a nice sunset flip. Didn't go for the pin there. Could have probably gone for the pin as we get a sunset flip bomb by Mysterio. And now going for the pin afterwards. Only a 1 count as Kane able to kick out. The spinning of that sunset flip must have been dizzying to Mysterio as he gets a nice drop kick, sending Kane down to the mat. Gonna now apply some more damage to the legs of the Giant. A couple big kicks and a big punch. A series of punches now coming in from Kane as he tries to get the advantage back on his side. Drop kick. Tried to get him onto the ropes perhaps for a 619, but Kane falling straight onto the mat, not into the ropes. Not setting up Rey Mysterio the way he would like. A little bit of a punch and a nice back body drop. It looked like a counter from Kane. Kane gonna go for a pin here. 1, 2, 3. Yes, that big back body drop from that Giant height, enough to win.
Here is your winner, Kane.
He gets a big victory here tonight. Love him or hate him, that was an incredible match. You can't be serious. You aren't really going to fall for this.
It looks like he may be considering. Oh, what a vicious shot to the gut.
A dirty trick before, right in front of the dirtiest player in the game, Ric Flair. Now, Finlay, one of those guys who would probably be much better off facing off against Flair at his age, as he gets shot in the back by the very young Batista, offering a handout to Batista, the young buck. Of course, going to go try and get a handshake from one of the legends of the business, but Finlay with a shot to the leg takes him out at the beginning of this matchup. Gonna try and get an advantage where he can. A big atomic drop sends Batista down to the mat. Now Batista, one of the only men who is a former WWE World Heavyweight Champion. The current champion Hulk Hogan both lost it to him and took it back from him in his rematch clause. He lost it to Batista in the Elimination Chamber. Choke grab by Batista as he goes for a big slam. There's like a gorilla press into a power slam there by Batista. The absolute strength overpowering Finlay. His momentum from that early shot to the leg seeming to be diminishing quickly, as now Batista with a series of shots to the face and a big advantage here. Just the absolute power of Batista slamming Finlay down on the mat once again. Belly to belly now as he slams him down against the mat. We get a kick to the gut. Not quite going to go there as we get a nice Irish whip around the ring. Belly to belly, sending Finlay across the ring once again. Now Batista won that Elimination Chamber, in which Hollywood Hulk Hogan was absolutely the first person in that matchup, was one of the last persons out. Headlock applied by Finlay, but countered. Finlay had one opportunity to get his advantage back, but Batista now absolutely dominating. Looks like Belly Belly took a lot of energy, but going for the pin now. Looks like only a 1 count, as now Finlay rolling over, still slow to get up. Counter by Finlay as he gets a punch to the face. The brawler from Belfast, I believe, as we see a nice power slam as he whipped Batista around the ring. Might be going, ooh, a double foot stomp right to the gut of Batista. Might be able to get some advantage back here. It looks like Batista is dazed. He's got him in a fireman carry as a rolling senton applied to Batista, and Finlay looking for a big move, but Ric Flair gonna interrupt here. Flair just gonna get interrupted by the ref. He's gonna interrupt that pin as Finlay had his chance, but it looks like Finlay's gonna put Batista up against the ropes here as he's gonna whip him around, putting him over the top rope. What is Finlay looking for here? He's going out to the outside. He's got him doing here. It looks like a DDT to the outside. Yes! Slamming that head of Batista against that absolutely stiff edge of the ring. That ring is almost rock solid as he sends Batista back into the center of the ring. He's probably going to try and go for another pin here if Batista lets him. But will Batista? No. Spine buster as Batista goes for a quick pin onto Finlay. 1, 2. Finlay kicking out at 2 from that spine buster. Now will Batista look for that Batista bomb here. He got the kick. He's got him in there. He's going to do the sit-out power bomb here as he slams him down on the mat. Going to roll out of the pin and now go for that pin onto Finlay. Go for that 3 count. 1, 2, 3. Batista goes on to the second round of March Madness.
Here is your winner, the Animal Batista.
An emotional victory here tonight.
Man, oh man, what a battle!
Welcome to the main event of the evening. It is the Ultimate Warrior versus Hulk Hogan. As we see the two of them tie up in the center of the ring, this is a steel cage match between these two combatants. Now, unfortunately, they are not in the classic blue steel cage that they would have faced off back in the day. They also probably would have faced off against each other at Madison Square Garden. We do not have that arena as of yet. We will be getting that arena with the Path of the Warrior DLC, and that's when this show will switch over from the main event arena to the Madison Square Garden arena. Headlock applied by Ultimate Warrior, but countered by Hulk Hogan as we get out of that collar and elbow type situation. It seemed like Ultimate Warrior had the advantage coming out before that counter, and now it looks like he may have gotten that back as he sends Hogan into that steel cage. The first man to really use that steel cage to his advantage, but Hogan able to counter, sending a strong Irish whip into that corner and getting a headlock applied by Hogan now. Gonna do a nice shot to the gut to the Warrior. Warrior able to roll out of the way now. These two giants of wrestling, as we see a strike, miss, and another strike. These two men, of course, face off against each other. Ultimate Warrior sacrificing his Intercontinental Championship to win the big belt of the WWE title. As we see Ultimate Warrior pushing away there and getting a quick strike in, trying to get the advantage on his side, but Hulk Hogan able to counter with a knee to get him onto his side as he trips up Ultimate Warrior. Gonna drag Warrior into the center of the ring now. Will he look for that big boot? No. A vintage elbow right to the center of the heart. And another elbow right into the center of the Ultimate Warrior. As you see Ultimate Warrior get picked up now, he's able to push away, and it looks like a nice pickup backbreaker. As he now gets on top of Hogan with a little bit of showboating and a series of punches right to the face of the Hulkster. The Hulk Hogan's trying to get up. Ultimate Warrior stopping him dead in his tracks. As we see a series of punches once again now. And a nice punch to the face. As you see a nice atomic drop, sending Hogan down to the mat. Well, going to that series of punches once again, trying to bust open the head of the Hulk Warrior, trying to do another big move. Able to pick up Hogan at almost a pile driver, but actually a slam, sending Hogan onto his back there. Hogan looking very dazed as he goes for a nice drop right there. Hogan, it looks like Ultimate Warrior is actually going to climb the cage here, as he's almost all the way up there already. He's holding on to the top here. Hogan trying to make his way up as Ultimate Warrior is over the top there. Hogan just barely able to grab the leg. It seems he's actually getting all the way back up. And a counter there by Ultimate Warrior as he elbows the face of Hulk Hogan and able to climb down the side. That crucial counter getting to the face of Hulk Hogan as he now drops onto the concrete, and he is your winner, Ultimate Warrior.
Here is your winner, the Ultimate Warrior.
I don't know if I've ever seen something as brutal as what we watched here tonight. But what else would you expect in that kind of environment?